Hi everyone, welcome to Crafting with Kit's collaboration, where each month Stmpgrl, who is Paige, and I um, collaborate and pick a kit that we have in our stash and try and use it up or use most of it. And we post on the 20th at noon Eastern. So this time I pulled out a paper pumpkin kit because I want to get a lot of these off my shelves. And this one was from April 2021. It's called So Cool. And this is what it looked like. And it has this stamp set in it, which has some nice bold sayings. So I'm definitely going to keep this and I'll put it in with my others. You are so cool. Happy birthday. Way to go. Hey there. A popsicle, a watermelon, and these speckles. I did not use these two stamps. I used 3 out of the 4 sentiments this time and the dots on one card. I made cards. I made, I think, 11 cards. But first, this is what I have left. I will probably keep this little piece of foil. I have, I think, 3 pieces of envelope. Yes. 2 halves of the watermelon card. I'm not going to save them. This one has a smudge on it. This one I punched something out for the last time I used it. And then I did cut up a couple envelopes this round as well. And this is all I have left out of that. So you know what, guys? I don't feel bad about putting this in the recycle. Yeah, I'll keep this because I have a little baggie here that had things from other past paper labels mostly. So I'll stick it with that and I'll use it at some point. Okay, so then I did bring in some other papers. I brought in this. This was from it was a host set called Mini Flowers and More from the January to whatever the mini catalog was this past January. And I did cut some of the pieces. I used the back sides of them, like this pink. I think I did use a piece of this. This is the back of that, I think. Anyway, and I used this on one, and there was one other one. I also used, this is Current, Gorgeous Gingham. I used it in Lemon Lime Twist for one card. And then I pulled out some scraps and I found this ombre piece of, I think it's Coastal Cabana, but the colors in here are Bermuda Bay, which just recently retired, but I still have it, and I did use it. Blackberry Bliss, which I used. Bumblebee, which is retired, but I still have it. Cinnamon Cider, I didn't use. That's mostly on the popsicle sticks. Old Olive, which I did use, and Terracotta Tile, which I did not use. And then also I found this paper called, it's retired, called Berry Delightful Designer Series paper, and I have a lot of it. So on a couple cards I used this, and on one card I used this, and I think there was another piece. Let me see. Anyway, there's another piece that I used, but I don't remember what it was. I'm pretty sure there were 3 pieces. So with that, let me get started, and I'll show you the embellishments as we go. Now, first thing I want to do is show you the items I had made back then, and I kept them in the box the whole time. So these were done previously. This one I had done as an alternative, and I made another one very similar to this. I inspired myself because I was kind of towards the end of making things. I was running out of ideas. This one I thought was really cool that I made. I used 2 stamped watermelons and did them like a butterfly. Yeah, that's pretty creative. Haven't seen anybody else do that. And actually, these little dots I found, I have 2 packs of them. They're from the Playing with Patterns resin dots. And here, the popsicle I just cut into an oval. That was a popsicle. So that's that one. And these I've shown before back in 2020, what did I say? 2021, April 2021, when I was still a demonstrator. That one. I did a couple in this kind of format. This was not the envelope, but this background here was an envelope because it's on a diagonal, see? So, yeah, this was not. This was another paper, and it might have been part of that berry paper. I'm not sure. It coordinated with a popsicle paper. I couldn't find anything but one little scrap of that. And oh, this is one of those like book forms. This is Bermuda Bay. This is stamped popsicles that I fussy cut out, which I don't like to do. Okay, these are on that terracotta tile. This is part of that paper that coordinated. Probably this is too. Same here. And then this one. I don't know if that was part of this paper or not. And then this one, which I'm not going to open it, but this opens and it says inside, "Hey there," and "Way to go." And then it also opens like this. That's like a 6x6. So those were the ones. Oh, plus I made the ones as intended, like these. So I have 4 of those. They're cute. You got 3 of each of these patterns. Alright, so those are the ones I had made before. Now let me move them out of the way and show you what I did for this month. Alright, and now these are in order that I made them. So the first 2, this paper was out of that Berry Delightful. It's on Blackberry Bliss. I had, from cutting apart the popsicles, these, I'm going to bring in the other one. These 2 were both the backs of the popsicle cards that came in the kit. So what I did is I used my blending brush, and I used Blueberry Bushel and Melon Mambo on this one. And then I used my Wink of Stella, and I was brushing it all over, and it gave me this drippy kind of look. So I thought, like, oh, the popsicle's melting. That looks kind of cool. So I left it like that. This down here sort of looks more like hair or fire or something, but only in blue. But anyway, I thought it was cool. The ribbon I used here is retired, but it's Blackberry Bliss, and before it went away, I actually bought another one, so I have another one. I really love this ribbon. When I find something I really like, I get more of it, so I have it. So I have 2 of those, and I was happy to use it. And then the "You Are So Cool" stamped in Blackberry Bliss, and inside is just more of that paper. And these 3 little sequins, they are retired too, and they were from Artistry Blooms. They're actually Rich Razzleberry, but close enough. And I think that might be in that paper too. So that's the first one. The second one, I did use Wink of Stella on that too. So these are top opening cards. This ribbon is not Stampin' Up. It's from Dollar Tree, Greenbrier International. It's in their floral ribbon, and it's sparkly and it doesn't come off, but it's not real stiff or real thick, so that worked out well for this card. And this paper is one of the papers out of that floral, that's the one I couldn't remember, the Mini Flowers and More host set, which I didn't have, but it was a gift from my demonstrator, I guess, for a purchase. And this is Pecan Pie that I brushed on both the what do you call that? Popsicle stick. These embellishments are also now retired. They were the 21 to 23 in color opal rounds, and that's in Fresh Freesia. Fresh Freesia, because I think that's the color that's back here. And I put it on the Blackberry Bliss card base. Sorry for the... Why is that so blurry? There we go. Okay. So next up, I cut apart 2 envelopes. I'm going to move these out of the way, actually. And here they are, the stripes in the background. And I had some stickers left. These were 2 of the stickers. So I did a scallop circle. Oh, I don't know what I did with that stuff. Oh, here. Out of the layering circles, which I'll just keep forever because I use them quite a lot. So I used the layering circles, the scalloped one. I think it's the 2nd largest. I stamped a happy birthday, which is all 1 stamp from the set, but then I cut it in half. And I didn't fussy cut, like, you know, real good. I just cut them. I saw somebody else do that, and I can't remember who it was, but a lot of people do that. And then I bumped those up on dimensionals. Because this was an envelope, right here is where, let me find one and I'll show you, maybe. I used 2 of the envelopes as envelopes, but I don't remember which ones. Maybe these. Oh yeah. So when I cut it, you know, I had to cut here and here, but this crease, to get 5 1/4 inches, you had to get about 3/4 inch or 1 inch from the envelope flap. So I just wrapped it with the twine that actually came in the kit in Bumblebee. And I have just a little bit of that left. I'll just put it with my other twine. Anyway, and I've just wrapped it around 3 times, slid that under it, and that kind of hides the crease. And then the happy birthday and those same sequins in Rich Razzleberry. So I thought they came out good. And inside just has different scraps of the envelope as well. So that's those 2. Then the next one is was inspired by my own previous card that I showed you already. And that was, this is the one I had done previously. So I had actually a piece of white card, this exact size, so I used it. This one looks a little longer, but it's okay. This was the front of a card. This was not a sticker. This was the front of one of the cards, like here. This was a sticker, the sunshine, and I did the hay there. This looks like I stamped it in Coastal Cabana. This I did in Bermuda Bay, or maybe my ink was getting low. These are the dots from the stamp set. Now here I wrapped the twine around, and I had just done that on that other card, so I didn't want to. And I had this Bumblebee gingham ribbon. Yeah, gingham ribbon, 1/4 inch wide. So I used that instead and put a bow, and then the 3 yellow dots again are out of the Playing with Resin right here, and they're actually crushed, it doesn't say, but I'm pretty sure they're crushed curry and not Bumblebee, but look how close it matches. So this one is up a little higher. This one, my piece of white was a little longer. Oh, and I don't remember what set these were from. I think they were a stencil, a cloud stencil, and I used Pool Party. Here I used the Playing in the Rain, I think it is, set, which I think is still current, but I'm not sure. But it only does the outline, so it's a little different, but I think it came out okay. And then inside I think is just white. Yeah, just white. I didn't put anything on the inside. So that's that one. This one I really like. I had 2 stickers of fruit, watermelon, and, well, I had 3, but one's on the next card. A strawberry and a watermelon. But this came out of this stamp set. You Are So Sweet. Now, we have, in the stamp set that came with the kit, we have You Are So Cool, but we didn't have the word sweet, and that's what I was after. So I could have used You Are So and just and like masked it off, but I used the one from the other stamp set since I was pulling it out. This is the paper from the Berry Delightful. It's in Poppy Parade. So I put it on Poppy Parade. Um, and I also use the gingham embossing folder. So I did a white mat of 5 1/4 by 4 done in the gingham embossing folder. I put down this piece of paper. Now this is not Stampin' Up. This is, you've seen me use this recently and telling you that this is my favorite doily die. This is from Gina Marie Designs. And I used the second largest one. I might have used the largest one. Hang on. I can't remember. I think it's the largest one. Yeah, it's the largest one. And then I just cut it across the bottom so that it would fit on the background paper. Put the 2 stickers down, and I have a little bit of extra glue on this little embellishment, but these little strawberries are from Pretty Pink Posh. I had bought them, actually I had gotten them as a free gift from winning one of Kendra's card challenges. I got a gift card to Pretty Pink Posh. So I bought this little mix that has little strawberries in it. I thought that was cute. And I finally used them. But I do have to get my glue eraser out, and there's a little extra glue on that one. I put them on, they're not sticky on the back, so I put them on with stickers. And I think inside, yeah, I just have a strip of the paper. I really like that one. And now the next one, I was kind of running out of ideas, but I had this popsicle and this kiwi fruit as stickers. So here's where I use the gorgeous gingham in Lemon Lime Twist. This is current. It's in the current annual catalog. And the colors are Berry Burst, Blueberry Bushel, Lemon Lime Twist, Pecan Pie, and Pretty Peacock. And I think it might be the first time I've used that. I'm not positive about that. I think so. But it was too much bright green for me, so I toned it down a little bit with black. And I also, one of the colors in the kit, it said was Old Olive. So this is Old Olive in here. It must be just stamped off like Old Olive light and dark, and then it had black in it. So I thought I'll bring out the black. I put it on a little bit on a slant, couldn't do much. And it's just a black base, the designer paper, and this ribbon, which is another one I love and have bought an extra one of. I thought I'll use that. I struggled with that ribbon. I was like, should I use white? Should I use some kind of plain black? Couldn't figure out what I wanted to do, and I ended up using that. Oh, and I forgot to tell you on this card, this is retired also, but this is actually Mossy Meadow braided linen trim. Love the braided linen trim. If they bring that back in any color, I'll get it. I have it in red and Mossy Meadow. But I think the red I might be out of now, but the Mossy Meadow I'm not. And Mossy Meadow is like a darker Old Olive. I'm not real happy with this. On the sticker, this sticker, I actually used the embossing buddy to take the sticky off, and then I did double dimensionals to raise it up to be even with this, because this is up on foam tape that I think I got at scrapbook.com, but I'm not positive about that. And then these are matte black dots, and I don't know if they carried over or not. I can't remember. There's bigger ones up under here, and these they've actually started in holiday 2020. We're in the annual 21 to 22 and 22 to 23, so they might have retired this year. I'm not sure. Oh, and the dies I used for these 2 rectangles were Stampin' Up, these 2 here, and they were called Radiating Stitches dies. I think they were an online only item. So I don't know if they're still there or not. You'd have to check. The number on them is 161,525. The 2 or whatever it is under the seam. I think it's a 2.5. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, radiating stitches dies. You could look if you're interested. I like the way they look. So, and inside, what did I do? Yeah, I did black with that, and I did stamp hay there, no sentiment on the front. And that's from the set. Okay, moving on. Did I miss anything on that? I don't think so. I don't know. Next up, I had a front of a card, and I did use the back of it on the last card. This is just polished pink. This paper and this piece are out of that flowers. I just want to see, I can't remember if the back of this is that stripe, or I don't think so. I think the stripe is from a different, okay, so here's the pink, the back of it is that, and I think this had pale papaya. Oh no, okay, this from that one of the first cards, second card I think I showed you, the stripe is on the back, so I had some of this left from cutting that paper up, and I used it on this card, and I did all over the no, the dots were I was thinking I did those dots from stamping, but that's actually the paper is like that, and it's polished pink. I'm not sure what orange is on there. Maybe Calypso Coral. I'm not sure. Because I didn't buy this, and it wasn't, I didn't get it as a host. I got it as a gift, a set of it. I'm not sure what the colors were anymore. Anyway, it didn't exactly go with these, but I brought it in anyway. And then there's a piece of sparkle paper back here, and that... that is Berry Burst, actually. And it's part of this soft shimmer 5 colors, and the colors in that are Berry Burst, Bubble Bath, Lost Lagoon, Night of Navy, and Pretty Peacock. You get, how many? 1 sheet of each of those 5 colors. And I was thinking of the bubble gum, but it didn't look right, so I used the Berry Burst. And this is, again, the twine that came in it, and these are those in color dots in polished pink, I think. Actually, I think these 2 are polished pink, and that one actually is in pale papaya. Yeah, pale papaya and polished pink. So I used 3 polished pink and 2 pale papaya, which they're so clear and kind of iridescent-y that I thought they all went. And then inside is that, and it's like, you are so cool. Happy birthday, you are so cool. So that's that one. I like how it turned out. To be honest, these colors, like the terracotta tile, kind of muted down the rainbow to me, and the bumblebee wasn't as bright, but anyway, that's what I did. So the next one, I went back to Bermuda Bay, and this is it. But this was a scrap. I showed you I had a scrap piece of paper with, and I think that might have been from a celebration a while back. I don't know. I only found 1 sheet of all these bubblies on it, and this side was, I don't know if it's Bermuda Bay and Coastal Cabana, I think together maybe. So I used a Bermuda Bay card base because I still have it. And I was wondering why that's sticky. There's a back of a glue dot or something on there. I had a little scrap of Bermuda Bay, and this yellow here is the backing from the sticker sheets, which is in my trash bin now, but this, I just peeled off some of the white and used the backing. It's the smooth side as opposed to the shiny side. I don't recommend doing that because the back of it is shiny. And I used tear and tape on it, but the tape would not stick to the shiny. It kept coming up when I tried to peel the backing up, no matter how hard I pressed it on. So I ended up using wet glue and gluing that down to a piece of Bumblebee of the same exact size. I don't know if you can tell by looking at it this way. Yeah. So I don't really recommend it, but I do like that pale yellow. So I had 3 of these sparkly silver sunshiny things and 3 of the labels left. But I brought in these balloons from the Paper Studio, Hobby Lobby, that I had in my stash. I was looking for cupcakes because I thought I didn't have a cupcake stamp small enough. At first I thought of the Circle Sayings stamp set because it has a cupcake, but it was too big for these labels and I wanted to use the labels. And also this cupcake would have been perfect, but I didn't like these 2 with it. So I went with the balloons, but they're very dimensional. Anyway, I just glued them down onto the strip, put one over here, stamped the hay there. Well, I stamped it first. This one's up on dimensionals to try and get it sort of even with these, although these are still higher up than this. And I did put a little bit, I just wrapped some of the twine underneath this one. I really like that card, actually. And then inside I stamped Happy Birthday. And yeah, I don't know what that is. There we go. And I thought, you know, I always put the strips up at the top or along the side even, and I thought, why? They don't have to be even. Do something different. So I didn't have a long strip of this left, I think, or I didn't want to cut the piece that was long because then it would be too skinny. Anyway, I just used the shorter strip and put it in there and stamped Happy Birthday. I did not put any yellow behind it on the inside. Next one is this one. I had these 4 stickers left. And this, the inspiration, I was kind of running out of ideas. The inspiration was from this. Now, they used the stamp here, and did some stamping. But they did use, looks like terracotta tile and white embossing powder. And they had a piece of designer paper on. That might have been out of the matching Frozen Delights or Frozen Treats or whatever the designer paper was called. So I didn't have that. But what I did is I used Bermuda Bay in the background. I have more sticky on here, it looks like. I ran it through the gingham embossing folder, and I thought it's too bright. So I took, let's see, 1 Blackberry Bliss, Bermuda Bay, which I still have the Stamp and Write marker for, and I didn't have the Daffodil, not Daffodil Delight. Oh, what is it called? What's the yellow that we've been talking about? Bumblebee. I didn't have that up here. I think I have it in a de-stash box, but I need to get it back out. I used crushed curry, and I actually used the box as a splatter box. I'll show you. See, I put a piece of paper in, and all you do is you take the brush end. Now you can damage your marker, and you just flick it like this, and it flicks spots on it. So I did that all over with these 3 markers. And then I also flicked, no I didn't. I used a shimmer spray. And that was not Stampin' Up! Either. That was, let's see, which one did I use? I think I used Sparkle. I had this set. It was a mini mister and 2 shimmers. This one is Frost and this one is Sparkle. And I think on this one I used Sparkle. One of the other ones I used Frost. And I might have missed out telling you that. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. These are Imagine Crafts. I don't remember where I got these. I've had them for a while, a couple of years, and I just don't remember. I did use Bermuda Bay here and heat embossed, and this was a scrap. It has some kind of artistic floral thing on the front. But this was already that exact size. I didn't cut it at all. And it's like almost like oil painting in the background, but it looked like Costa Cabana and Bermuda Bay to me, or maybe Pretty Peacock, and I don't know. Anyway, I used that. And then I put the stickers on like this, which is similar to what they did. And I used those playful, playing with patterns resin dots in the crushed curry again. But it really, I think, goes well with it. And then inside, I just used a strip of envelope that I had left. But I used a white envelope because I was out of the other ones. And then one more card, and that's this one. I had one more back left, but I think this came off that popsicle that was kiwi that I cut like an oval. Let me find it. If I can find it. I don't know if I can find it. I'm not, oh, nope, that's not it. I don't know. Anyway, on one of the cards I had done previously, oh here, this, I had cut this off, and it was in the stash, to make this oval, basically. And so I put it back on because this was all just plain white. I blended with the Parakeet Party, which is what this color is, and that's from this paper pack again. That was a gift. And I had 3 of these. I still have one left. I cut flags, and I stamped "You Are So Cool" on here. But okay, this is the other one. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe that other one I used frost, and this one was shimmer. I think that's what it is, because you can maybe, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but this one has a shimmery spray. I can see it really good right here. There we go. I wasn't really sure I love this idea, but it's okay. I think it's okay. So it has "You Are So Cool," and then I used the Parakeet Party. I think this is still current. It's carried over, metallic woven ribbon. I'm not really crazy about these ribbons because I can tie them fine, but they come loose, so I have to use extra because it's really slippery and shimmery. I personally wouldn't buy them again. Anyway, this is on Starry Sky because that's one of the colors in the paper, with Parakeet Party as a base. Parakeet Party used here. And then inside, again, I didn't put it all the way down the bottom. I just used a scrap of this paper. So those are my projects to finish the So Cool kit. One box off my shelf. Let me know what is your favorite, or do you like any of them? Plus the ones I had done before. So 11 more cards this time. Let's see if I can somehow manage to get most of them here. I think, I don't know, I kind of like them all. Actually, these ones are probably, well, they're all right too. They're just not my favorites. But I like this one and this one. Kind of like this one too. I don't know. I like them. I like this one too. Yeah, I like them all because I made them, right? Yeah, so there's the 11, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 that I made this time around. Plus however many are here. The 4 as intended little cards. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8, 4 is 12 plus 11, 25, right? No, 12 plus 23. 23 cards total out of the So Cool April 2021 paper pumpkin kit. Of course, using other papers and things that I brought in. So you can do that too. Use what's in your stash and, you know, just use the bits and pieces and use your imagination and create however you want. Now it did take me a little while to do these, but part of making the cards didn't take a whole lot of time once I figured out what I wanted to do. So I looked at what I had and then figured out what to do with them. Like these first two, I had these two backs and I'm like, well, I have to add color to them. I have to use them. Otherwise I could just cut, use them as labels and cut them down. Now see, I just got another idea pop into my head when I said coloring them. I could have cut the stems off, and up until here I could have cut in pieces and then had some background paper and then had like sections, sort of like this one, but in sections of paper. So there's another idea to use with them. Yeah, so that's what happens with me. I just look at what I have and think of the possibilities with what I have, and pull out matching papers or papers I think will go, that kind of thing. Use your stash and use up your kits, okay? Thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to go check out Stmpgrl, and I know she always uses her imagination to create things too. But sometimes if we don't have the mojo, we could just make them like they're intended, right? And that's okay too. But just use them up, make them and use them. Don't keep them in your stash. All right, guys, thanks again for watching. Talk to you again soon. Hugs, love, and peace.